keeping well. My computer has decided to play around with me, and it is just throwing stuff up that shouldn't be there. So let's just see if we can get this working again. Yes, today is Wednesday the 9th of June, and this is our second last Parenting in My Pocket Q&A for the summer. So each year take a few weeks off during the summer to kind of, get on top of everything else, have a little bit of time off, which is really important. So we'll have this week and next week, and then there'll be a break until the end of August, and we'll get back in for you guys getting school started back up again. So yeah, we've got a couple of questions today. Is there anything else going on? What else is going on? The book 2 is still motoring. We've got a rough date of August, I think. So we're going to try and stick to that. There's a lot of stuff going on as well, though. A lot of podcasts to edit. So the other thing is, with the Q&A not going ahead after next week until the summer, we're going to keep the podcasts going. So they're going to keep coming out. And we're going to increase the Motivation Interview podcast release from every 2 weeks to every week. So you guys are going to be overloaded with podcasts, even though I'm not actually going to be doing the live. So I hope that doesn't frustrate you guys too much. Yes, we're also hoping to maybe by the end of the summer have another course on our online school aimed at anybody. So it's a course on how you can begin to look after your own mental health. So we're going to give you some practical techniques on how you can do that. So that's going to be coming hopefully towards the end of the summer, maybe start of autumn. So really looking forward to get that one out, and that's going to be for anybody. So you don't have to be a parent. So hopefully that will be of use and of benefit to people. And I'm not sure yet if it's going to be a mini course or a full-length course. So, the mini courses are very reasonably priced, and the longer courses are still very reasonably priced, but they're a little bit more. So we'll have to see how that goes. Hello, Amanda. Good to see you. Thanks for joining in. I hope you're keeping well. So we're going to crack into these two. This first one is actually both of them today I'm very interested in because it's stuff that is quite kind of prevalent to myself right now. So my 10-year-old daughter wants to become a TikTok star. I have been very slow about agreeing to it, but I've seen some of the homemade ones she's made. She's really good and looks super cute on screen. I'm actually coming around to the idea, but how can I encourage her and keep her safe without exposing her to people knocking her down or putting her down, because people can be horrible sometimes. So this is something that a lot of parents out there have either come across, where their child wants to become some sort of star, right? Be it a TikTok star, an Instagram star, a YouTube star. And a lot of parents kind of go, look, let's not bank on becoming a star. And I think that's fair. It's realistic, because for every TikTok star that there is, there's probably thousands who never make it, right? But I wonder if your child was saying, I want to become a professional footballer, or I want to become a very successful author, or I want to become, an astronaut, would we be as discouraging? And that's not to point the finger of blame, but it's just to get us thinking about these things, because only a tiny percentage of people become astronauts. Only a tiny percentage of people become professional football players. Only a tiny percentage of people become highly successful authors. So the chances of them achieving that are relatively slim in the wider scheme of things. Now, that doesn't mean that they can't. And it's just, I think, for a lot of us parents, is that we don't necessarily see the value in being a YouTube star. We don't see the value in being a TikTok star. We don't see the value in being an Instagram star. And we can struggle to get our heads around it. And what this parent is showing is a sense of openness to actually going with what their child is saying, but is also thinking about the practicalities of one, keeping their child safe, but also protecting them from online abuse. And if your child was to become a successful author or become a successful sports player or an astronaut or whatever, well, they will probably be opened up to a lot of criticism. And would that still make us stop from doing it? Now, the chances of them getting criticized at the age that they're at 10 years of age, are relatively slim. Your daughter could be criticized at 10 years of age. So there's a few options. Whatever it is that, so she wants to be a TikTok star, but if you've got a child who wants to be some sort of social media influencer or star, have a conversation around what it is that is driving them. And if they say, I want to be famous, okay, that is one way to approach it. But if they say, I love making videos, I love showing people how to do X, Y, Z, I just love doing it. Well, that's something different, because the fame, ultimately, it's going to be, well, even if they do become famous, it's going to become very hollow, and they won't necessarily enjoy the process and see their own successes, because there will always be somebody more famous. There will always be somebody with more followers. There will be always be somebody earning more money from it. So it's about trying to get them to understand why it is that they're doing it, not telling them why they're doing it, but getting them or helping them to understand why they want to do it, and getting to understand that, yeah, the chances are that this is going to, that whatever happens, enjoy the process. That's the piece that's really important. And I think it's, you can control things to a certain extent. So you can set up that people can't comment. You can set up that it's private. You can set up that only friends and family can see it. But if that's what's happening, if that's what you're going to do, which is completely makes sense and understandable, your child probably isn't going to become a star, because they're not going to get um, the the feedback that they need. So have a chat about what is the driving force behind them. And they might say, I want to become a TikTok star because she's 10. And as far as a 10-year-old is concerned, as far as 20-year-olds are concerned, being a TikTok star is just the best thing in the world. And why are we, or who are we to get in the way of those dreams? But try and figure out the driver for it, and try and get them to understand the difference. And it's only subtle, but the difference between wanting to be famous and just loving making the videos and whatever. And then have a conversation around how people online can be mean, can say things that aren't very nice, and say that we're going to maybe start it off with, okay, just friends and family, and go from there. And then maybe open it up a bit more. But you can always maintain some sort of moderation of what's going on. So I would suggest, especially with a 10-year-old, because let's be honest, the reality is that 10-year-olds, going by the rules of TikTok and most social medias, I think TikTok is the same, but they're either 13 years of age is the minimum age, or 16 years of age is the minimum age. So we're allowing them go and start this before the age that they're allowed, and that's up to you. If you feel that's okay, that's absolutely fine. But I would suggest that you have access to the TikTok account and that you can see what the comments are and get monitoring software on the phone so you can monitor what is said and you will get information. So get access to it. Not that you want to sit looking at everything that she's posting, but that you can begin that process of helping her to understand and moderate what's been seen and what's not been seen. And then you can make decisions as you go along. So you can change your mind. You can say, okay, well, we'll open it up because all the comments are wonderful and everyone's saying what a cute, fantastic, amazing 10-year-old she is and things rocket and that's okay. And people are maybe a bit more less inclined to be abusive to a 10-year-old online and critique them. But as she gets older, maybe there will be more criticism or more feedback that isn't necessarily, it's just somebody's opinion, and that's all that matters. But you do step in and monitor and let her know that that's the choice. So if she wants to do this, you're happy to go along with it, but that you have to have access to the account and that you can see what's been said, and that if she's not okay with that, that's fine, but you're not going to allow it. So she can decide when she's much older if she wants to do it, that's okay. And then just see how it goes. And if it does become abusive, save the messages, report them, and maybe take her off it for a bit if that's what you need. So you are always, always, always in control of this situation. So you can give that bit of leeway, but if you need to pull it back for whatever reason, well then do it. But don't. So many parents can feel like once they give access to something that they can't go back on it, but you absolutely can. You can absolutely change your mind. You can absolutely pull the plug on anything to do with your children. If that means taking the phone off them, the laptop, whatever, you can actually do that. You are in your right as a parent to do it. So don't be afraid to pull it if you need to. And who knows, maybe your child will be the 1 in 1,000 or the 1 in a million that does become a TikTok star and is happy with the rewards that come with that. And if it's from a process, driven place rather than a celebrity driven place, they're probably going to be happy the whole way along because they're doing what they love. See how you get on. You can always change your mind. Okay. Next one is a kid question. Okay. Hello, Louise. Good to see you. Hi, Lisa. Louise has had the exact same problem. Okay. Caitlin, less stressed than I was yesterday. Been looking after mum after her fall yesterday. I hope she's been doing okay. Fuck you. Hi, Alan. I finally made the live. Yay. Well done. Michelle, happy summer to you too. I'm glad you can join. Louise, it was the comments that were the problem. Absolutely. Lisa, such great advice with TikTok. Focus on the skills, doing what they love. And guys, check out Lisa Fannin. She's a parenting and tech genius. We did a podcast together recently, and we'll be doing another one in the coming weeks, hopefully. But she's a fountain of knowledge. Louise, my 10-year-old is great with video editing, so I let her have some bought apps rather than her own YouTube account. She has really developed her skills and understood my concerns. Great. Lisa, TikTok is 13. Thanks very much for clarifying that. Appreciate it. So, yeah, there's some great advice, guys, there in the comments. And it's something I'd say as well to you guys who are maybe tuning in now is to keep checking the comments, because there is people with certain expertise who do join in these videos and do give comments, and they sometimes give really helpful advice and much better advice than I would give. So definitely keep checking the comments as well. All right. My parents are making me get a job for the summer and I'm really annoyed. All my friends are allowed to sleep in and just chill, but my parents say I have to learn about working life and I'll thank them in the future. I don't agree. There'll be plenty of time for me to work when I'm older and I'm only 16. How do I get them to see my point of view? It's such a push and pull, side of things, isn't it really? So I completely understand your parents wanting to you to get some experience of work because, and I'm saying this from the perspective of supporting a lot of people who maybe didn't get jobs when they were younger. And I would say to you, 99% of them, this is no word of a lie, 99% of them would say, I wish I had started working when I was 16 because none of us know what the world is going to be like. None of us know what the economy is like. So people my age, we were lucky. We could get a job at 12, 13 years of age. And that was perfect. So we started to build up our work experience from a very young age. But that hasn't been the case for a number of years, as it's 16 and over now to start working. And the issue that those people who didn't start working at 16 or 17, the issue they had was that at 19, 20, they were going for jobs with people up against people who had been working from 16, as well as people who maybe were in their late 20s or early 30s who were going for the same job and had years of experience and qualifications. So unfortunately, the chances are you're going to be right down the bottom of the list of people to get the job. And that may not be an issue for you right now. And I completely understand that. That may not be top of your list because you're 16. I'll worry about that when I'm older. I'm still in school. But again, the amount of people I've worked with at 18, 19, 20 years of age who will turn around and go, I just don't know what to do. I can't get a job. I have no way of getting experience and no one's going to give me a chance. And they feel that they don't have as much to offer. And they may have, but they're just not getting that opportunity to do that. So I'm not saying that I'm all in on your parents. I understand what you're saying. Most of your friends aren't out working, they're just chilling. But I suspect there are probably more. I suspect you're probably not the only one who's having to go work. We just only see the ones that aren't working and we're jealous of those. But your parents are right. You will be better off in the long run if you start the process of working. Now, what you could do is, and the chances are this is going to be the reality, you're probably not going to get 40 hours a week wherever you go to work. The chances are you're going to just get part time work. So it might be just weekend, it might be just half days, evenings, whatever. You don't have to do 40 hours a week. So even if you got 10, 15, 20 hours a week, that is, you're still better off. Plus, you're getting your downtime to go spend time with your friends. Plus, you're meeting new people. Plus, you will have your chance to lie in and just chill and take it easy. So maybe it's about striking an agreement with your parents that, okay, I'll get a job, I'll get a part-time job so that I'm not losing out on my summer, but I am working and building up that work experience because you trust me, you do not realize right now the weight that that's going to be put behind you when you go for future jobs, and people will get a reference for or give a reference to you for new jobs, so it will be worth it. So I know it's a pain in the ass and you don't want to work right now, but it's only going to be maybe that. Here's another suggestion. Maybe you make an agreement with your parents that you work for 2 months out of the 3 months of the summer. Like, it's now the 9th of June. I take it from your email, you haven't got a job yet. So it's probably going to take another week or two. So you're going to have a month off, but you're probably so much up on your head around, I don't want to get a job, I don't want to get a job, that you're missing actually the opportunity to chill out and just spend time with your friends. So maybe make an agreement that I'll do 8 weeks of work, mum and dad, and that I'll stop 2 weeks before I go back to school so that I have some time to chill out before I go back to school. I think that's fair. And I think if you put it to your parents, they'll probably go for it because you're still getting that work experience. And who knows, maybe you'll go into the job and you'll absolutely love it and kind of go, I want to keep doing this the whole way through the year because I enjoy the money and I'm having the crack with these new people that I've met. So I wouldn't dismiss it straight away. I'd have the conversation with your parents around getting a part-time job, knocking it on the head a couple of weeks before you're due to go back to school. So you do get 2 to 3 weeks where you just chill out and you're also getting the work experience. And then ask your parents for help to go and get a job because they might know somebody who will employ you. And happy days, you're ahead of the game. Because if we know someone, we've a better chance of getting the job and see how it goes. All right, guys, join me next week for the final Parenting in My Pocket Q&A before the summer break. I look forward to it. Hopefully we'll get some good questions. If any of you guys who are watching in today have any questions, fire me over a question and we will get them answered next time. And take care of yourselves and have a great week. See you soon.